Welcome to our free webinar and free Facebook live stream, and it's all about how to immigrate to Canada as a registered nurse. This is going to be a very informative webinar for all of you guys as nurses on how to come to Canada as a nurse. I'm pretty sure you guys would like to get a lot of information on how are you able to come to Canada, go to Canada, and work as a registered nurse. For those people watching us via Zoom webinar, welcome everyone. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to type them in our Q&A portion or Q&A chat box. For those people watching us via Facebook live stream, welcome everyone. For your questions, please do not hesitate to write them down or type them down on the comment section. And at the end of the live stream, I will be going back to those questions and answer them one at a time. Yes, we can assist nurses from Cameroon, not just from the Philippines, but from anywhere in the world. All right, we'll go ahead and get this one started. So again, welcome everyone. My name is Israel Roman. I am your licensed immigration consultant, and this webinar is all about nurses, how to come to Canada as a nurse. So as I've said, I am a licensed Canadian immigration consultant and at the same time active registered nurse here in Canada. So I came from the Philippines 2008, and since then I am an active registered nurse here in Nanaimo, BC. We have our offices. Our main office is in Nanaimo, British Columbia, and our branch in the Philippines is in President JP Laurel Highway, Lipa City, Batangas. Hello, Heidi. Hello, Jim. So, I'm pretty sure you guys have questions on my credentials. And of course, you guys want to make sure that the person that's helping you is a licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Okay, so when it comes to when a person gives you advice on how to come to Canada, on how to complete the application form to immigrate to Canada, whether they are paid or not paid, they need to be licensed with ICCRC or our governing body. And so, as a licensed immigration consultant, we have to first take our Canadian immigration policy course. Once we have completed that one, we take the board exam. And once we have passed that one, stay active and in good standing with our professional body, which is ICCRC. So I'll show you how you can also check if we are how you can check that we are really a licensed immigration consultant. So if you go to ICCRC and then you click learn more and you type in last name, let's say for this one would be Roman and first name is Israel, and then hit search and it would show you. my name, Roman Israel, and the status is active, and this is my immigration license number. Okay, and when you hit contact, it would show you that I am working from Nanaimo, BC, Canada, and company name is Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited. So with this one, I'm hoping that this one would give you peace of mind when it comes to making sure that I am really a licensed immigration consultant. Now, of course, you want to also make sure that the company is a legitimate company. So I'll show you and prove that one. So I'll go to the Canada Business Registry and then type in the company name, which is Roman and Associates, and it would show you the company name, and it is a BC active company. Okay, and another thing, so just to make sure that you have that peace of mind, right? Peace of mind in terms of working with us or working with me. So I did mention that I am a practicing RN in Nanaimo, BC. So let's just go ahead and confirm that one for you guys. So let's go to Google and search for Israel Roman. There you go. And on the right hand side, it would show you the company, Roman and Associates Immigration Services Limited. And this is in Nanaimo, BC. And currently we are closed. We're open on Monday, 8 a.m. And the reason why we're closed is because it is Saturday right now. It's 7 p.m. Okay. And on the left hand side, let's go search for anything that would prove that I am indeed working as a nurse here in BC. So this one right here, the Nanaimo Hospital Auxiliary Donation tops 300,000. It would say my name is Israel Roman, NRGH Intensive Care Unit Telemetry Medicine Floor Heart Health Manager. So yes, I did mention that I am a nurse, but as of right now, I am a nurse manager. So again, been here since 2008, and since then been working as a nurse, but right now as a nurse manager. So another one used from the Naima Hospital Foundation. Thank you to Israel Roman, manager ICU at the Naima Regional General Hospital. Okay, and let's go click on some pictures. Okay, just to make sure that you guys are sure that the voice coming from this Zoom is the same person that is here in Nanaimo, BC. Okay. Okay, so now you guys go ahead and you can compare. So the person behind the cam and the picture on the website where it says on the picture on the website it says Nanaimo News Bulletin, the Nanaimo Hospital Auxiliary Donation tops 300,000. So that's myself right there. Let's go click for another picture that you guys can compare. So this is BC local news. Nanaimo Hospital gets 340,000 this time, and that's myself again. And this is the one that talks about the visitor in our ICU. So that's myself again, touring Michelle. Okay, alrighty. Okay, so how to become a registered nurse here in Canada. So what the common question I get is that how as a nurse, how can I come to Canada, go to Canada and work as a nurse? How can they get a work permit and be able to work as a nurse here in Canada? So the direct answer to that one is there is no direct way for nurses to come to Canada and get a work permit and work as a nurse right away, right? So there is no direct way. There are other ways of doing it, which I will be presenting to you, but there is no direct avenue, unfortunately. Okay, so I'll show you two options. First option is the not so easy version, or it's the long version. Okay, so first is the you have to take the IELTS. So for this one, it would be the academic IELTS. Okay, once you have taken the academic IELTS, you will then apply for your National Nursing Assessment Service, or the NNAS. So basically, this one right here is going to assess your local nursing education, your curriculum that you have taken, and compare it to the Canadian nursing education and see if there's any gaps, right? And if there's any gaps, what are the things that you have to take as a transitional coursework later on? Okay. Once you have that one, once you have received the result on that one, you might need to take the IELTS again. And again, it would be academic IELTS. And why is that? That is because by the time you get your result for your NNAS, it might have been 2 years already. Chances are it has been 2 years from the time you have taken your first IELTS. So you have to retake your IELTS because it has to be current in order to apply for your NCAS, or your Nursing Competency Assessment Service. Okay, so for the NCAS, there's two parts. First is the computer-based assessment. So basically, it is an exam that is given through computer. Okay, so nursing exam. And then part B would be the simulated lab and oral assessment. So this one would be the same as going back to your college years, wherein probably the first few days of the week would be theory, and then the latter part of the week would be return demonstration, when you have to perform the actual skills and from step one to the last step. So it's the same thing, right? So you might be going into a lab and ask you, okay, perform your head to toe assessment. So you will go ahead and do your head to toe assessment in a panel, in front of a panel, and then that panel will be asking you questions as you perform your head to toe assessment. Okay, and that one is a 2 day exam, and for that one you will have to come to Canada and actually take that simulated lab and oral assessment, right? You cannot there's a This one is not given anywhere else except in Canada. So you have to come here for this one. Once you are done with your NCAS, then you'll have to go back to your home country. And with your NNAS and your NCAS, the College of Nursing, we call it college, that is the professional body, we call it college here. So the College of Nursing would go ahead and assess both the result of your NNAS and NCAS and determine what are the courses you need to take as an internationally educated nurse. Okay, so it could be a course, it could be multiple course, it could be in a span of 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or even you might need to take the entire nursing course again. Okay, now for this one, if you will be coming to BC, if you did apply for your license here in BC, then you'll have to take that one in Kwantlen or Thompson's Rivers University. Okay. If you are applying to a, let's say, college in Alberta or Manitoba, then you'll have to go to that province and take the coursework in that province. Okay. So Bottom line is you won't be able to take the coursework from your local country. You'll have to come to Canada and in order to take them. So you'll need to apply for a study permit in order to take the courses. Once you have completed your course, then you go back home again and wait and then apply for your NCLEX. Okay. And then once you have registered for your NCLEX, then you can go ahead and take your NCLEX. Then once you have passed your NCLEX, search for your full-time employment. Okay. So it is very complex, complicated, time consuming, expensive because you'll have to go back and forth, right? So what do we have as an option two for you, which is the fast and easy pathway? Okay. So this one would be is you apply for a study permit right away and study that 12-month nursing review course. You'll be using this one to kind of like as an avenue for you to get here. All right. Once you have once you have finished your course or close to finishing your course, you will then be able to apply for your permanent residency via the BC Provincial Nominee Program or British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program. Okay. So it is only two steps: study permit, then permanent residency application. And I'll show you later on. It will make sense later on how is this one fast and easy compared to the option one. And this is the most popular option. And I've witnessed some nurses in our hospital who have undergone this pathway, and they're now permanent resident. Okay, so since it's a study permit, so what would you need in order to be approved for your study permit application from the federal government or the immigration IRCC, Immigration Refugee of Citizenship of Canada? So first of all, you need to be enrolled in a designated learning institution, which of course you will be, right? Then prove that you have enough money to pay for your tuition and at the same time support yourself while studying. If you'll be coming with your spouse, you need to be able to show that you're able to support not just yourself, but of course your spouse as well. Yes, you can bring your spouse with you while you are studying. Okay, so you will have a study permit, then your spouse will have a an open work permit. The validity date would be the same validity date of your study permit. So while you're in school, your spouse will be working. Okay, and of course, be admissible to Canada, meaning to say no criminal record or misrepresentation, and at the same time in good health. Okay, so what is then the requirements for school or your school admission requirement? So first is you need to be an RN in the country of your residence. Next, RN experience, you need to have at least 1125 in the last 4 years. So if you've been working full time for a year, at least a year, then you've checked this one off because full time you'll be close to average would be 1950 hours. Okay. Next is minimum Ielts academic score of overall 6.5 and no score lower than 6.0. If you have a expired IELTS, the school will go ahead and consider that one. Okay. But if you don't have any and you are, for some reason, every time you take your IELTS exam, you're not able to get the score that you need, not because you don't know how to speak, write, listen, read English, but for some reason you have that exam anxiety whenever you take the IELTS exam. So I'll show you later on how we are able to help, okay? Help you so that you'll overcome your exam anxiety, okay? And then the last one is pass the comprehensive nursing assessment. This is done by the school. And the reason why the school is doing this one is they want to make sure that you are able to pass the course, that you have the potential to pass the course, and at the same time, potential to pass the NCLEX exam. They don't take just any student, any nursing student, just for the sake of business, right? So they have a reputation that they take care of, right? So all of their graduates are IELTS pass. I'm not IELTS passer, but I mean NCLEX passer, and 99% of them are now permanent resident of Canada. Okay, so what is the course that you'll be taking? So it would be the Canadian Nursing Review, and this one will help you get the skills that you need, right? Build the skills that you need in order to succeed as a nurse here in Canada, as an internationally educated nurse. It will This one will build your skills in order to uh, in order to succeed as an RN here, right? Pass your nursing licensure exam, and as well as be a successful RN here in Canada. The program is made up of four subjects. First is the Canadian Nursing Review, which includes your clinical experience, and then your NCLEX review. Then third is your leadership in nursing, and lastly is the co-op education work experience. So, what is a co-op education work experience? So, going back again to your college years, wherein you have exposure to the hospital, you have your duty in the hospital, let's say, as while you're in school, while you're part of your curriculum, third year, fourth year, you'll be exposed to medical ward, surgical ward, OB-GYN. So it's the same thing. This one is clinical exposure, but the difference is that your co-op education work experience is paid. Okay, so you're getting paid as an RN while you are still in school and getting the work experience, getting that education work experience. Okay, you're already getting paid. So that is great news for you guys because that would definitely help in terms of your financial situation, right? So what are the benefits? So it is a straightforward criteria. You need to be an RN in the country of your residence. You need to have your nursing hours experience, IELTS exam, and pass the comprehensive assessment exam. Another benefit is as a student, you're allowed to work, right? So during school season, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week. During off school season, you will be allowed to work 40 hours per week. So even if, let's say, on your co-op period, right, even though you're already earning as an RN, doing your co-op work experience, you can still have a sideline. You can still work part time, okay, to add to your family income, okay, to help with your finances. As a student as well, you are allowed, as I've said before, you're allowed to bring your spouse. You can bring your spouse with you. The only thing is you need to make sure that you're able to show that you have the means, the money to support yourself as well as your spouse. Once you have received your diploma, you and your family, if your spouse is with you, will stay in Canada. You don't need to leave Canada while waiting for your permanent residency. Okay? So you don't need to going back and forth. So let's talk about wage. Okay, how much are nurses getting paid? And this one is a this sample right here is for British Columbia, since this is where I am. This is where that's yeah. So as a it's easier for me to pull this one as a sample. So this is the wage grid for nurses here in BC. So level three, first year, and level one, level two. This is the licensed practical nurse. So this won't be you. You'll start on level three, first year, $34.83. So remember your co-op. You have a co-op part of your curriculum. So while you're doing your co-op work experience, you're getting paid $34.83. Okay. And then later on after your school, once you're really you have now your open work permit or your work permit to work as an RN, after first year, you go to second year wage, which is $36.17. On your third year, it would be $37.51. On your ninth year, it would be $45.73. Level four, five, six, those are your head nurses, supervisors' wage. Okay. So once you have completed your course, you already have your open work permit or your permanent residence status, and you have experience in your home country, right? You've been nursing for 5 years. So you won't be your wage as as a registered nurse won't be $34.83. Once you have submitted your proof that you have worked for 5 years, your starting wage would be either $38.84 or $40.19. Okay. So you won't start on the first year. You'll start either in your fourth or fifth year right away. Okay. Let's do a sample computation on this one. Okay. So let's say you're earning the minimum wage for the entry level for nursing, which is $34.83 times 40 hours per week. That would give you 1,500 per week. In a month, that would give you $6,000. Okay. And in a year, that would give you close to $80,000. Okay. If we convert that one to Philippine peso, that would give you 2.7 million pesos per year. And this is only working as a starting wage for an RN. Again, if you already have 5 years of experience, right, then you can go ahead and assume that you'll be earning $40.19. So just change that one, the $34, change that one to $40 times 40 hours per week, right? So it would be more than 2.7 million pesos for sure. Okay. And this is only yourself. If you have a spouse, your spouse will also be working, right? I would think. And if your spouse is working and let's say earning the minimum wage, then your spouse will be earning close to 1 million pesos as well. Okay. So my question to you as registered nurses in the Philippines or wherever, after working for let's say 5, 10 years, do you think you'll be earning close to 80,000 Canadian dollars or in Philippine peso close to 2.7 million pesos per year, right? And I think I would know the answer to that one because I'm in the Philippines because I was a nurse back home, and this is way I won't, even if I work for 20 years, I won't have a wage close to 2.7 per year. And we haven't talked about nurse to patient ratio, right? This one's only wage. So nurse to patient ratio here in let's say here in BC, is either four patients, five, six, the most would be seven, right? So if we have more patients, we ask for more nurses to help us out, right? But I know in the Philippines, your ratio would be probably 1:15 or 1:20, right? So there's a big discrepancy on that one, right? So again, I think this is a great opportunity for you guys, for nurses out there. And yes, we do need nurses back here, and every year, every year we're always short of nurses, so we need you here in BC for sure. Okay, so everything seems to be great, right, in terms of opportunity, right? Coming here, working as a registered nurse and potentially earning 2.7 million pesos, right? But of course, that one doesn't come free. There's expenses attached to that one, right? So it is not a free education. So there's expenses attached to it. And I call those expenses investment. Why? Because you will be investing money, you'll be putting out money in order to earn money, to earn an income. Okay. So it's same thing with investment. You're putting money out there and then you'll have some dividends later on, right? And the good thing about this one is the return of investment is controlled by yourself. Okay. You have control over how much money will be coming in your account, on how quick your return of investment is, and you won't be relying on other people. You'll just have to rely on yourself, right? So you have control over that one. You don't need to rely on other people to buy, let's say, your product, right? So, so what happens? So first is we do your eligibility check, right? Once we have done your eligibility check and we have assessed that you will that you have once we have assessed that you meet the minimum requirements, then we can go ahead and proceed to the next step, which the administration fee will be due. But then for the first one would be eligibility check. There won't be any fee associated for this one. We just want to make sure that you meet the requirements and that we won't be wasting your time or your money. Okay. Once we have done your eligibility check, then we can proceed to the next step, which is the administration fee registration, right? So administration fee would be due, which is 48,000 pesos or $1,400, 1,400 Canadian dollars. Once you have settled the administration fee, we will go ahead and proceed on coordinating with you your Ielts review. Your Ielts review is unlimited and it's for free. Okay. So we'll take care of your Ielts exam as well. So with your 48,000 pesos or 1,400 Canadian dollars as in the start of your application, we are throwing out there free unlimited Ielts review and a free Ielts exam. And this unlimited Ielts review would definitely help you boost your confidence when you take your IELTS exam, and be ready and be prepared and be equipped in taking that exam and get the score that you need. Okay. Then once our English instructors have assessed that you're ready to take the exam, then we'll go ahead and register you for your IELTS exam, right? Then once you have completed that one, then we go ahead and start the school application. There's a fee for the application, which is 450. And then once the school has accepted you, then down payment for the tuition fee will be due, which is 8,150. Once you have settled that one, normally we have our professional fee due at that time. But for this webinar only and this Facebook live stream, we are waiving that $1,000. Actually, 1,500. So I'll show you later on. If you see down here on the second stage, there is another 1,500 due. So both 1,000 and 500 professional fee is waived only for this webinar or for this way Facebook live stream. Okay. So how much is the tuition fee in total? So the total tuition fee is 16,300, right? And the living expense that you or show money would be 15,000. Okay. So your potential investment would be close to it would be 1.1 million pesos. But again, your potential income would be 2.7 million pesos. So this is great thing to know because if you are going to loan the money from your friends, from your parents, from a bank, you can be certain that you'll be able to pay your loan back, right? And in within 1 year, you'll be able to pay it back. Okay. So what is the process again? So first, as I've said, eligibility check. So we need to make sure that you are going to meet the minimum requirements before we can proceed to the next step, which is the registration. At this stage, no fee is needed. There's no fee required. Next, administration fee. This is the start of the application, right? So at this stage, we have already determined that you are eligible for this program. So admin fee of 1,400 will be due or 48,000 pesos. Then you take your Ielts exam. Then submission of your documents for the application. Okay. Then once the school have admitted you tentatively, then you'll have to pay the down payment. With regards to with regards to the tuition fee, you guys won't be paying the tuition fee to our office. You'll be paying the tuition fee directly to the school. So we won't be touching your money. You will be paying it directly to the school. So that would also help you have that peace of mind that the money that you are paying to the goes to the person or goes to the company, to the school that really needs it, that what you're paying for, right? So it goes to the school. Then, once you have paid your down payment, you will receive your official letter of acceptance. Then, normally, again, the $1,000 would be due at this time, but for this webinar, that is waived. Okay, so you don't need to pay that $1,000. We prepare for your study permit once everything's all ready to be submitted. Normally, the last payment of 500 will be due as our professional fee. But for this webinar, this Facebook live stream, we are waiving that one. Okay. Then apply for your study permit and then come to Canada. So another way of looking at it, the process first eligibility check, registration, then you take your Ielts exam, we submit your school application, you receive your acceptance letter, we submit for your study permit to IRCC or Immigration Refugee Citizenship of Canada. Then you fly to Canada. Okay. So this is again, as I've said, it is a fast and easy pathway to Canada as an RN, and this is one way of looking at it. High level overview. So study permit for 1 year. Then you apply for your BC PNP or your British Columbia Provincial Nominee Program, which is the processing time would be 6 months. But for this one, you can like even before you finish your course, you can go ahead and start the BCPNP application, right? Then once you have your BCPNP, then we apply for your permanent residency. And again, this one would be another 6 months to process, or even shorter as well. So within 2 years, you'll be able to get your permanent residency status. Then later on, apply for your citizenship. So this is the reason why we say that this is the fastest and easiest way, because fastest because within 2 years you'll be a permanent resident and work as an RN, and easy because relatively it's easy because it's straightforward. You come here to study for 12 months, then you apply for your permanent residency. So straightforward, right? So no going back and forth to your home country. So what are the next steps? And this is only if you are interested, if this is a the program that is for you. As a registered nurse, you would like to come to Canada as a nurse as well and work here as a nurse, and at the same time avail of our free unlimited IELTS review, free IELTS exam, professional fee of 1,500 being waived, right? So that is the consultant's fee. If you are interested and wanting to grab those opportunity as well, then please submit your resume to assessment at romancanadianimmigration.ca. On the subject line, please indicate SP via nursing live stream. This one would help us triage the emails that we get, so that your email, your resume doesn't get buried. And at the same time, this one will flag our team that you are part of this webinar and that you will be getting those perks. All right. Then once we have determined that you are eligible, then we proceed to the next step, which is your registration or start of your application. Okay. And that's it for me. I'm hoping that you guys have learned a lot of things from this webinar. And I'll be here for a few more minutes and wait for any questions that you guys might have. And I'll go back to it and answer them one at a time. For those people who doesn't have questions and will be running off because you guys have duties, work, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. Hope you can share this information and stay safe. For the rest, I'll be here for a few more minutes.